It is noon hour, and I don't know if you can tell, but the lighting is very strange out today. And that's because we have smoke from forest fires blowing in. And if we look up in the sky here, you can see the sun way up here. Yeah, you can almost look at it with the naked eye. It's pretty hazy out. And this is the last day of our big heat wave. It cools down tonight, finally. Yeah, so very strange lighting outside. Everything looks really green. Yeah, it's really, really strange. Here's a look in the backyard. And the lighting kind of reminds me of when we have an eclipse. How kind of dark it is out at noontime. Yeah, it's really strange, and you can see the color of the sky. It's very different. It's very hazy out, and there's definitely a smell in the air, kind of a smoky smell. Yeah, so I watered all the trees this morning. They are good, I think, for the day. I don't know if the sun is going to come out today or not. And it's still pretty warm out. It's 28 degrees Celsius at the moment. And it's supposed to go up to 32 degrees Celsius today. So we'll see how that turns out. If it gets warmer or if it stays about the same. And then tonight it cools down to 18 degrees Celsius, which will feel really, really nice.
Hi everyone, Nigel Saunders here. Tonight the Kitchener Waterloo Bonsai Society is hosting Corin from Greenwood Bonsai in the United Kingdom. He's coming down to our club and he's doing a demo and he's looking at members' trees, so it should be quite exciting. I am heading off to the KW Bonsai Society's meeting, and you can see how misty it is in the air from the smoke from the wildfires. Yeah, it's almost like a fog out. Yeah, it makes breathing kind of tough. I can feel it. You kind of get congested. Your lungs kind of hurt. Yeah, very, very smoky out.
And thanks for attending. So we know this is not a regular time in schedule, but it's good to see this such great of a turnout for a meeting here, and some great trees along with some great folks and some good food. So great start to the night so far. So what we have on the docket for the evening is we're going to do a little bit of a demonstration here on a dwarf European hornbeam. So we picked it for the European, but I found out today that it's less than dwarf, but still some really good bonsai stock. It's got a nice root base on it, so we'll see how that turns out for the rest of the evening. So we'll kick off with that, and then we'll do a little bit of a round table tree discussion. So thank you all for bringing trees. If you brought more than one tree and I pick it up and I've already done one of yours, just let me know so we can get we do one tree from everyone, and then once everyone goes through, if we have time, we can go back to the seconds and third trees of those who brought them. And we're probably going to wrap around 8:30 today, a little bit early because I got to get Corin back to his hotel. So a little bit of an introduction. So I'm sure a lot of you guys know Harry Tomlinson with Greenwood Bonsai. So he's been in the industry and in the game per se for quite some time. Inherited his nursery and continuing his the legacy of his father, Harry Tomlinson. So I saw a few of those books floating around. So that was my first introduction to bonsai and the first book I read. So it's a real pleasure for us to have Corin, and we'll just leave it there, and a big round of applause for Corin for spending the night with us.
Okay, right. Well, thanks for inviting me here. Good to be over here. I've had quite a busy schedule this week, which is fine. European Hornbeam,
Batos column.
yeah, columnus. So columnus, a columnar tree or fastigiate tree is one that's where the branches come out and they grow quite sort of vertical, like a plume or like a flame sort of style tree. And Nana normally means kind of dwarf, doesn't it? But you know, as we said earlier, I don't know what part of it thinks it's dwarf. It's not the leaves, because the leaves are the same size as a European hornbeam. In fact, some of these here, look, they're far too big anyway. Yeah, but it said it gets like 3 meters. So I think the Nana refers more to its eventual height rather than potentially its leaf size. So we'll just have a little rummage about, make a little bit of mess. Try and find this base. There's some decent roots here. We're not looking for like some amazing roots on a tree this sort of age or size. What we're looking for more than looking for good roots, we're looking for bad ones. Yeah, we're kind of assuming it's average roots, right? We're not looking for something amazing, but what we are looking for is if there's a particularly nasty one or one that we don't want to work with, then at least we've got the potential to not use that side as the front of the tree. So here we've got quite a good radiating root system, apart from this one here that's quite high on this side. So let me just tidy that down a little bit so you can see. So it's pretty good. I'd say that's pretty good for nursery stock. But this one here is a bit higher than all the others. So there's actually thinner ones underneath it that you can feel. So don't be tempted to kind of get excited about that one and think, oh, I've got an Barbie. You haven't. You've just got a root that's too high up and it doesn't fit in with all the others. Yeah. So let's take that off straight away, and we can kind of pull it out, get rid of it, neaten that up. We've got another one on this side, but that one might be more usable. So that's not quite so bad. So we've got, for a nursery stock, we've got a really quite good base. Actually one down here that's a bit too high as well. I wonder if that one's got, that one has one underneath.
Watch that pot underneath there, might collapse.
Is it going?
It's kind of bending over a bit.
That's alright.
Nothing but the best for you, Corin.
Assistant.
So that's pretty good. I mean, that's, if you look at the flower of that from here over to this side, even on this side, you know, a couple of years of that in the bonsai park, it's going to be a lot more defined. It's going to grow and fit in. So the bottom 4 inches of the tree are good. So yeah, we just need to worry about the rest of it. Yeah. So it's a grafted tree. It's grafted down here. But it's been grafted ridiculously neatly. Yeah. Not sure why it would be grafted. Yeah, obviously, because it is a cultivated form. They've obviously decided that's the best way to achieve a tree out of them. Now, the fact that this is a fastigiate growing is a little bit more of a nuisance for us as bonsai practitioners, because as these branches come out, they're just tight and they're hugging. You know, they're all just growing like that together. So it's going to be hard to get it with sort of more horizontal or sweeping branches in more of a classical bonsai style, because the way these have come up, even these thinner ones, they have some flexibility, but we don't want to, when we're pushing a lot, we're not going to get that sweeping down. So what we want to try and do is kind of do sort of middle of the road. I want to try and open it out so it's less sort of bunched in like this, and see if we can get a sort of natural tree looking image from it. So we need to have a little look at the structure that we've got. We need to have a little think about where the front of the tree might end up being. So we've got a little branch here off to one side, another one off here, and you know, they're quite flexible, got some good amount of twigs on them, so they're fairly inoffensive. When we get up to here, it splits into two here, and then this one's got about 4 sections on it. That one's got about the same. So this section here, on my left, where it splits into 2, another 3 inches up, there's 3. It splits into 3 solid ones. Just looks like that. It looks terrible. So that's that one we don't really need. Now the difficult thing with it, doing it today, it's in full leaf. If it was a bit earlier on in the year, you'd have more of a chance of probably defoliating it to make it easier to work on and easier to see the structure. But this is already pushing the second flush of burst of growth, so we don't want to annoy it any more than we need to. And for the size of the tree, I think I can probably manage wiring through it anyway. So here, when we cut up to this split, this main split on the left, where it splits to 3, we've got a bit of distance between this, all the ones here, and all those others on the other side of the tree. So we make it a bit less busy in the middle. So if we're going to do that, we're going to go in, take that section there out, a little wispy bit off here, little wispy one here, and here, and here. So now we've got a bit more sensible. This bit here we don't want. This branch here I'm going to bring down forward. Don't want that wispy section there. Just there. Move it out of the way. This one here, like that. Big leaf off there. That one's not got a piece of wire on it, but that can hang into there. Like that. I'll rotate that into here. This one into here, that's okay. Too leafy. And then this one's going to come down. Ease that into there. Take the tip of that off. And here. Get some ramifications, some twigs on it, and just build up the structure of these foliage pads over the next few years. Yeah. A pot choice for this tree, it's quite a formal tree, maybe something like a 14-inch, it could go into a rectangle or a rounded cornered rectangle, it could go into like a cream pot, or like a beige, like an oatmeal colour. I've got some of these in like a sort of browny red colour. You don't get a lot of autumn colour on these. The leaves, unfortunately, the European Hornbeam, the leaves just tend to go a little bit brown, a little bit manky, and then fall off. You know, whereas the Korean Hornbeam, you get a bit better autumn colour. But pot this sort of size, this sort of depth, would suit the tree quite well. Okay. Hope you enjoyed that little quick demo.
Hey, Emma, was that tree originally?
I don't know.
Oh, okay.
No, yeah, he bought it. Isn't his nursery? So oh, no,
Oh,
yeah, yeah.
I'm sorry. I thought that's
Where? At a nursery near me. It's called the Islington Nursery.
I think this branch is still going to be okay. Just a couple of little bits have gone on it. We'll shorten it back, like so. And the sort of broom style to the tree. We'll take out some of these inner sections. Little dead. Yeah. So cut it here, not too low down to here for now, but here an angle cut across there. Yeah. Seal it. Are you keeping all these low ones?
Well, no, now that you said they just bud from anywhere, like on old wood like that, then I can just...
I mean, obviously it's not going to throw, the only thing, it's not going to throw on scar tissue.
Right.
But I would say, I'd be pretty confident it will start growing from in here.
Okay.
That's producing energy. It's got to do something with it.
Right.
And it can't do it up here because you've cut that off.
Right.
You've cut them off. Yeah. What I'll probably do is cut everything off that top section just this year.
right, so we got through them all. Thank you so much, Corin. I'm sure everyone had a really awesome time. I hope everyone got some good feedback on their trees. And really appreciate you coming out all this way. And yeah, it's been great.
So you bring in
Yeah.